by Niall Clark. 5 lessons learned from Premier League match week 9 full results. Huddersfield Town shocked Manchester United as Manchester City extended the lead at the top of the Premier League to 5 points. Here are our 5 lessons learned from match week 9. Click to buy Premier League kit. Manchester City are the team to beat in bed from Getty Images. With Manchester United's 21 loss to Huddersfield, Manchester City had the chance to move 5 points clear of their neighbours when they welcomed Burnley to the Etihad Stadium. It was hardly the dazzling citizens that we have seen over the past few weeks, but Pep Guardiola's side ran out comfortable 30 winners to extend the lead at the top of the Premier League table. From the get-go it looked like Burnley would be a much sterner test than Stoke were last week, and that proved to be the case. It took a 30th-minute penalty from Sergio Aguero, who matched the all-time club goal-scoring record, to give them the lead. Burnley were not much of an attacking threat, but at 10 it still looked like they could get something from the game. Therefore it was a relief when Nicolas Otamendi and Leroy Sane scored within 2 minutes of each other to secure the points. City are now the only side in the league that have not lost a game, and on current form that does not look like changing soon. The citizens have established themselves as the team to beat this season, and it will take a lot to overtake them. Manchester United's form has dipped in bed from Getty Images after a near-perfect start to the season. It seems like Manchester United's form has started to dip in recent weeks. Whether it is down to injuries, confidence or another factor, there is cause for concern for Jose Mourinho. It started with their 0-0 draw against Liverpool, where compared to previous weeks, United looked rather toothless up front. They managed to respond with a 10 win at Benfica midweek, but the performance was not great and they were rather fortunate with the goal. The Red Devils had a chance to re-establish themselves as a leading force in the title race when they travelled to Huddersfield on Saturday, but what we got was one of the shocks of the season. United were once again poor and they paid the price as Huddersfield went 20 up before half-time. Marcus Rashford got one back for the visitors, but it was not enough to spur a comeback. United have been lacklustre in their past 3 games, and Mourinho needs to turn it around fast as City might run away from them. Watford are good, but they need to fix their defence in bed from Getty Images. For a period in the second half of Watford's visit to Chelsea, Marco Silva's side could have been 41 up and out of sight. After going 10 down thanks to Pedro's curling effort, Watford responded on the brink of half-time through Abdoulaye Doucouré. Early in the second half, Richarlison missed an open goal from close range before setting up Roberto Pereira, who gave Watford the lead. The Brazilian then missed another golden chance with a close-range header as the Chelsea defence was all at sea. Michy Batshuayi came off the bench to equalise for the Blues, and from there Watford fell apart. Cesar Azpilicueta headed home to once again give Chelsea the lead, before Batshuayi put the game beyond any doubt in stoppage time. To be frank, Watford deserved at least a point from this game. They were dominant at the start of the second half and paid the price for missed opportunities. For the rest of the game they more than matched the champions, but once again their defence let them down. The Hornets have conceded 17 goals so far this season, which is not a good number when you compare with the teams at the bottom of the table. Luckily they have had enough going forward to make up for it. As for Chelsea, it was a much-needed win after failing to pick a victory in the last 3 matches. It will have undoubtedly lifted the pressure off Antonio Conte, who may have been in the firing line if they had lost their 3rd straight league game. Koeman or Bilic will be next in the sack race in bed from Getty Images. Further pressure has mounted on both Slaven Bilic and Ronald Koeman as West Ham and Everton were subjected to 3-goal defeats over the weekend. West Ham were toothless once again and were beaten convincingly by newly promoted Brighton 30 at the London Stadium. It was a match the Hammers would have expected to win, and post-match, Bilic sounded like a man who knew his time could be up. With the players West Ham have at their disposal, they should not be struggling, and more to the point losing 30 at home to Brighton. They may be in need for a change in direction to boost morale. Everton are in a much similar situation themselves. After being thrashed 52 at home to Arsenal on Sunday, they sit in the bottom 3 after 9 games. With the money they have spent in the summer, you would expect the Toffees to be competing for the top 6, but right now they look like they could be in for a long season unless something changes and fast. Craig Shakespeare got the boot earlier on this week, and it would be a shock to nobody if Bilic or Koeman were to follow. Spurs look like title contenders again in bed from Getty Images after getting their first Premier League win at Wembley last week. Spurs made it 2 in as many games as they thrashed Liverpool 41 on Sunday. Harry Kane was on the scoresheet as he scored the first and last goals of the romp. Dele Alli and Heung-min Son were the other two scorers for Tottenham. Mauricio Pochettino's side took full advantage of Liverpool's lacklustre defending during the match and benefited from errors at the back from the visitors. Tottenham have been awesome away all season, but their home form has let them down. Having now won the last two matches at Wembley, their home form might improve, and that is frightening for the rest of the league. If Spurs can match their away from at home, then we might have some serious competition for Manchester City in the title race. Predictions roundup. Nile 57, actual score Nile 55, West Ham 21, Brighton West Ham 03, Brighton West Ham 21, Brighton Chelsea 20, Watford 1, Chelsea 42, Watford Chelsea 22, Watford Huddersfield 04, Man United Huddersfield 21, Man United Huddersfield 03, Man United Man City 31, Burnley 1, Man City 30, Burnley Man City 31, Burnley 1, Newcastle 11, Crystal Palace Newcastle 10, Crystal Palace Newcastle 11, Crystal Palace Stoke 0, Bournemouth Stoke 12, Bournemouth Stoke 10, Bournemouth Swansea 21, Leicester Swansea 12, Leicester Swansea 0, Leicester Southampton 0-1, West Brom Southampton 10, West Brom Southampton 11, West Brom Everton 12, Arsenal 1, Everton 25, Arsenal Everton 12, Arsenal 1, Tottenham 22, Liverpool Tottenham 41. Liverpool Tottenham 23. Liverpool with a relatively similar predictions this week. There was not much to separate Niall and Neil this week, in fact there was only 1 point between them. Overall it was a poor week for both, but Niall's prediction of Chelsea beating Watford turned out to be the difference. If only it was not for a bad finish for the Hornets, then Neil would have won the match week and possibly gone ahead overall. For now, however, Niall has extended his lead by a further point. Can Neil respond next time out? The Premier League returns on October 28.